You are listening to Unstoppable Actors, the essential podcast for ambitious, unknown actors with me, Louise, the artistic director of Standby Method Acting Studio. And for the last 13 years, I've been taking unknown actors with blank CVs all the way to Netflix dramas, Amazon Prime films, TV soaps and stage plays around the world. And every week I'll be talking with you and sharing how you can become a paid working unstoppable actor, because you 1000% can. An acting career is doable. Are you ready to dive into the episode? Hello, welcome back to the podcast. I'm so excited to have you here. If you've literally just discovered us on Spotify or on our website, which is standbymethod.com, welcome. I am so happy to have you here. My aim is to inspire you, to motivate you, to re-energize you, and to get you feeling like an acting career is possible, because as I always say in the intro, it absolutely is. I want you to become an unstoppable actor. So if you stick around for as many episodes as you can, you're going to learn a lot. You're going to get a lot of fuel behind you. And welcome back to those of you who regularly tune in. I absolutely love having you here. I love even more getting DMs from you on Instagram where you tell me how much the episodes are helping you. So whenever you feel inspired by an episode, please hop across to our Instagram, which is at Standby Method Acting Studio. The link is underneath in the description. Drop a DM. Let me know what you took away from the episode. Let me know how you're feeling after it. Let me know how it's changed your acting career, or it's changed your mindset, or it's changed your approach to your acting goals. Now, before we get into today's juicy episode, which is how many auditions before I get cast, I want to share with you, we have got the 5-day method acting challenge currently open for enrolment. 5 sharp, short method acting exercises that you are not currently using that will make the world of difference to your acting career and your characters. They're delivered every single day over the 5 days in an online group where you get given the exercise, you try it out, you submit your work back via video, and I give you feedback on your efforts to let you know how you're developing. And then at the end of the 5-day method acting challenge, once you've completely immersed in the character, I show you how to get out of the character so you can go back to being you, ready for the next one. This is a fantastic challenge. Actors who take it are absolutely mesmerised at how much they grow in 5 days. You can fit it around your day job, you can fit it around your life commitments, because the challenges don't take that long to do, but they are very, very, very impactful. So go and get your place by clicking the link underneath the episode. And now let's figure out how many auditions it's going to take before you get cast. This is something that causes so many unknown, new, and jobbing actors a lot of stress and anxiety. And I want to help you ease up on the anxiety. I know you want to get cast. I know you're desperate for a role because, firstly, it's what you love doing. Secondly, it's validation that you're good at what you're doing. And thirdly, it can change your acting career. I know that. But what so many of you are doing is you're getting sucked into these kind of thoughts of like, how many auditions before I get cast? I just want to roll. Can somebody cast me already? I don't want to sound desperate, but I need a role. Oh my God, it was so-and-so months or so-and-so years since I last got cast. Oh, what is going on? Like, we can get sucked into these kind of thoughts. And whilst I hear you, I absolutely do, because I'm an actress myself, they're not helpful. All they do is they cause you to feel stressed, disconnected, and not good enough. And when we're feeling those things, we either start forcing, like really forcing and pushing and trying to get cast, and that just creates a weird kind of energy that people don't like, and it makes them go, ooh, and back off, or it makes you stop taking action altogether. So here's something I want to throw at you that you may or may not have heard before. It takes 10,000 hours to master a skill, and in your case, that's going to be method acting. So 10,000 hours to master a skill before you are proficient at it. And it means mastering it correctly. So if it takes 10,000 hours to master a skill, is there a specific number of auditions it takes before getting cast? And the top and bottom of it is not really, no, because it's individual for everyone. However, you do need to get to as many auditions as possible, because the more auditions you get into, the more you're increasing your chances of getting cast. But and I want you to remember this 10,000 hours to master a skill, you shouldn't be firing out auditions willy-nilly, because you need to be good at your skill, method acting. So it doesn't mean that you can't be applying for auditions. You've got to wait until you've done 10,000 hours of training. You can still be applying for auditions, but you've got to be constantly in the process of training, of mastering those skills, because you'll be learning the skills, mastering them in your training, putting them to use in auditions, and the two go hand in hand. I'm going to get into more of that a little bit later on in the episode, but before I do, I want to share some mistakes with you to avoid when it comes to auditioning. And the first one is getting in fantasy land about getting the role. I've been guilty of it myself. We've all been guilty of it at some point. Let's not give ourselves a hard time. We're only human, right? But have you ever got an audition? You've been asked to audition and already you're imagining yourself in that role and you're like, yes, I've got it. And you get carried away by it. That takes you away from actually putting in the work that character needs for you to actually get that role. Now, I do always say in episodes, prep the role as if you've already got the role. But I mean it in a way where you've got the work ethic for it. I don't mean where you're getting so caught up in fantasy land that you just think it's a given and you forget to do as much detailed work as you would normally do, or that you know you should be doing, because sometimes that can happen. The next mistake I want you to absolutely avoid is bringing a kind of energy into your auditions from the previous countless auditions that you've heard a no for. I don't want you doing that. Don't want you bringing that energy in. Each audition, once we've ended it, that's it. We put a lid on it. It's dead. It's gone. It's in the past. It's not alive anymore. But if you're bringing in that or that meh energy into your next audition, you're keeping the energy alive from the previous one. And it's a memory now. I don't even want it as a memory, to be honest. We want it as a learning curve. That's it. And you should be hearing no's. It means you're being proactive. The next mistake I want you to absolutely avoid doing is comparing yourself to other actors. And yes, even with self-tapes, when you don't even know who's self-taping, we can start to create these imaginary actors in our head and start thinking, oh, well, they're going to get it anyway. Or maybe actors when you're doing Zoom auditions, or even actors that you see in person when you go to a casting office. Stop comparing yourself. The minute you do that, you are taking all that energy away from the character. Comparing yourself has nothing to do with acting. It's nothing to do with you breathing life into a character. It's nothing to do with immersing in the role, so just stop it. Catch yourself doing it and go, what the hell am I doing this for? Come on, let's just get out of these games. Have a bit of fun with yourself around it, because you don't want to be too hard on yourself, because then that can cause you to be tense. The final thing I want you to stop doing, if you are guilty of doing it, is talking yourself out of the audition before it's even started. So things like, oh, I can't remember the lines. Oh, I've not had enough time to prepare this character. Oh, bloody hell. My mum called me up last week and her cat were bringing in 10,000 mice and it was stressing her out and she wanted my help because the mice were pooing everywhere. I know I'm just being dramatic with this, but you know what I mean? We can get so caught up in, oh, life is happening and I haven't had time to prepare, that we're actually talking ourselves out of the audition. We're selling ourselves short. Stop doing all of those things. You can obviously add your own thing that you do to the list, because this is not an exhaustive list. But here's the thing. The problem with all of these things is they stop you being present with the character. They take you away from being a master of your craft, which is why I brought up the 10,000 hours earlier. All of these things, they're a form of nerves. They're a form of performance anxiety. And because they stop you being present, when you're not present, you're in your head. And you're disconnected from your heart, and you're disconnected from your creative imagination, and that is killing your chances of getting cast. So instead, what you need to do is start getting proficient with your acting skills. Instead, replace all of that list of those things that I've shared with you, replace those with connecting to the emotions, so you say goodbye to those nerves. Wake up your imagination instead, so it's prepared to step into the character's life. Give yourself a really strong bedrock of character exercises so you can get into the role easy peasy. Marinate yourself with the character so they ooze out of your soul, out of every pore in your body. So when you're coming into that audition, it might be a 10,000th audition, it might be a millionth audition, it might be a first audition, it might be a 10th audition, your 17th audition, however many it is, you're going in, leaving everything in the room and coming off as an absolute pro. Combine all of that with getting yourself to more auditions and you are going to be cast sooner. So I can't give you an exact number. I can't guarantee anything of how many auditions you need to be going to get cast, but I can say that when you release those performance nerves, performance anxiety, and you start approaching characters like a professional, you absolutely will be cast sooner rather than later. Now, I used all of the above that I've just shared with you, connecting to the emotions, releasing nerves, waking up my creative imagination rather than my misguided imagination, which is what all those thoughts of like, I've not had enough time to prepare, that's misguided imagination. I had strong character foundations. I marinated myself with the character. I used all of those things that I've shared with you, and I turned my first audition after coming back from a big break from acting into a paying job. I then had more auditions, and I was getting to the final rounds with all those things that I was doing. And my first audition for an agent, I turned into representation. I got offered representation. So if I can do it, you can do it. You can do it if you're shy. You can do it if you're new to acting. You can do it if you feel a bit shaky. You can do it if you've been doing jobs between your day job, acting jobs between your day jobs. You can do it if you've had a break like I did. Literally, if I can do it, you can do it too. I got my role and my representation with the exercises that I'm coaching unknown and new actors inside of the 5-day method acting challenge. But I want to tell you something else. That role that I got, that very first audition that I turned into a paying job, it recently had its premiere in Sheffield, where I'm from, at the Showroom Cinema, which is an independent cinema. And a critic had come along from a magazine, and I didn't know there was any critic there when I was at this premiere. The premiere was 2 weeks ago at the time of me recording this. And then either yesterday or the day before, I think it was the day before actually, I see on my Instagram the review that I got from this critic. And the review that I got is Louise O'Leary gives an equally impressive performance as Ryan's partner. Ryan was the person who was playing my partner. Ryan was the character that my character was in a relationship with. I've never had a review from a critic before. And he'd mentioned Richard, who played Ryan, had mentioned his acting and then was saying, I give an equally impressive performance. That's incredible. And that's because I used these techniques that I'm sharing with you inside the 5-day method acting challenge, which are bloody easy to use. They're so easy to pick up. You can be new, you can be experienced. They will absolutely turn around your characters and what you do at auditions. And then you can go on to do incredible things like I have, which is get these bloody fantastic reviews. Because when you get reviews like that, you can use them in your marketing. It means people believe in you because someone else has said something favourable about your acting without you having to say it yourself. So the 5-day method acting challenge is 5 days of method acting training. I deliver you a challenge each day. You only need to take 20 to 30 minutes to do it each day. The short, the rapid. You'll get 5 pieces of helpful constructive feedback after each challenge, so you always know how you're developing. And it's obviously 5 opportunities to turn more auditions into paying roles via these 5 challenges. I honestly promise you, you will feel so fired up, you'll feel re-energized, you will feel ready to go all in with your acting career. You'll be like, right, just get me my next role, and you'll find it quicker than you currently are. So if you're ready to step up your game, you need to get a place in the 5-day method acting challenge, and I've left the link for you underneath the episode. Thank you for tuning in, as always. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I will hopefully be coaching you on the 23rd of October, which is when the 5-day method acting challenge starts. By the way, I should end the episode by saying all of the challenges are recorded, so you don't have to show up live. You can show up after work and do them if you want to, which is what most people do. And yet, submit your challenges for feedback, and we'll get you feeling amazing and becoming very, very proficient with your acting skills, because that's what people want. They want people who can act in their productions. So let's do this together. I've absolutely loved hanging out with you, and I really hope you found this episode inspiring. If you have, please do rate the podcast and hit follow so you never miss an episode, and I can help more actors like you. And come and join one of the most supportive, uplifting acting communities on socials, the Unstoppable Actors Facebook group, where you'll get your weekly injection of inspiration, networking, and receive your free Method Actors Handbook so you can become an unstoppable actor.